Our research title is Exposure of Plants to Different Colors of Light, an analysis of the effect of white light and rainbow light on tomato plant growth, to be presented by Janine P. Salgado, Lorraine Alaw, Lori Jane Colmenar, Ardic Agapito, Andrea Gondizano, Reomart De Quito, Rosella Guerta, and Rendel Rapatalo. The flow of the presentation will start from the title, next introduction, methodology, and result and discussion. In introduction, we will discuss background of the study, statement of the problem, and significance of the study. According to the article of Atlantis Hydroponics, researchers state that brightness does not accurately describe if the light will be more or less useful to plants. Moreover, a lot of studies state that different colors of light affect the growth of the plant. Furthermore, Dick Rose from Kana Research state that colors of light have a big impact in plants. These primary colors create white light that only become visible when a ray of sunshine is split by a prism. Each pigment has a characteristic that describes how it will absorb or reflect different wavelengths of light. Chlorophyll absorption of wavelengths and other photosynthetic pigments give electrons to power photosynthesis. Foreign studies did not delve into the topic of using prism in the growth of a plant.
The statement of the problem. The different colors of light have different effects on plants. This study investigated the effects of light with the use of prism in tomato plant. Especially, it aims to give light to the following questions. Number 1. What is the difference using prism and natural light when conducting research on the growth of plants? Number 2. What are the relationship of plants with regards to the different ray colors? Number 3. What does tomato plant grow effectively in different colors of light compared to the tomato plant growth in sunlight? In the significance of the study, we believe that this field of research will not only yield data and findings that surely help us in under local and international these consumers will equip with high-value tomatoes through artificial lighting if proven. For the farmers, mainly because this is their livelihood is connected to agriculture, the tomatoes are clearly included. For local wholesale or fresh market, the necessity is undeniably growing. More supplies of good harvest tomatoes results in good income for both businesses and economics. Agriculture Agency. In conducting this research would provide not only agricultural benefits but also economical advantages. Other researchers, this study may help them for the future research related in plant growth using the different lights of prism.
For the methodology, we will be discussing the research design, the sample, the instrument, and the data gathering procedure. Research design. This study used experimental research design to determine the effectiveness of the different colors of light in tomato with the use of prism. According to Kerry Tanner of Research Methods, 2018, the experimental research is used to trace the cause and effect relationships of the variables. This design will help the study to see the relationship of the different colors of light of the prism and with the tomato plant. The sample. These materials were used to observe the effectiveness of the different colors of light with the use of prism in the tomato plant. Prism, soil, water, tomato plant seeds, pot, stand, and wire.
And now, let me present to you the instruments. There were two sets of plants that has been planted. Set 1, tomato plants were exposed to sunlight with prism. Set 2, tomato plants were exposed also to sunlight only. Researchers provided the needs of plants, exact amount of water, sunlight, soil were provided each day of the experiment. Each day of the experiment, researchers observed the plants and collect the data needed to show the relationships of the variables. Also, let me present to you the data gathering procedure. Under the data gathering procedure, first, we have collection of sample. Second, we have sample preparation. And last, we have keeping in track. For the collection of sample, all the seeds that was taken from tomato were used. All the rest of the materials including prism, stand, soil, and pot were bought from physical and online stores. And the next is sample preparation. The tomato seeds that was been taken from tomato were soaked in water overnight before planting. The prisms were attached by the researchers to the stand the day before conducting the experiment. And the last is keeping in track. Researchers provided the needs of every plant each day. Tomato plants were placed where direct sunlight is present. Researchers secured that tomato plants exposed to the sunlight more than 6 hours. Measurement of each plant was being conducted every week.
Results and discussion. On week 1, 2 plants from set 1 have already sprouted and measured 0.5 and 0.2 centimeters, while set 2 plants are currently on germinating stage. On week 2, 1 plant from set 1 did not survive, but all the plants were doing well and healthy. On week 3, the plants from set 1 measured 4.9 cm and 3.8 cm were in bad condition, while the plants from set 2 measured 4 cm, 5.5 cm, and 5 cm were healthy. On its 4th week, only plant B from set 1 survived with a measure of 5 centimeters. The plants from set 2 were healthy and measured 5.5, 7.5, and 6 centimeters.
Both of the set of plants received enough water, soil, and sunlight, but as we've seen on the first week of the experiment, plant B and C advanced on its germinating process and sprouted on its 5th day, while other plants on set 2 that received white light were still on germinating on that time. On the following weeks, 2 plants of set 1 didn't made it, while the other one was in a bad condition. On the other hand, set 2 of plants were doing well until its last week. Conclusion. After extensive testing, the researchers conclude that the tomato plant with prism will improve its germination process more than the tomato plant without prism. However, the plants with the lights of prism had experienced difficulty in growing after its germinating process. All of the plants received same amount of needs to grow, but they showed different outcomes. Plants need white light to grow efficiently because all of the plants need all the parts of light spectrum. Recommendation. Researchers recommend this to achieve the experiment properly without experiencing any problem and to have a better result or outcome. These are the following recommendations for the future research and studies. 1. Look a lot of studies that is related to the topic. Related studies will help the researchers to achieve the experiment without experiencing problems. 2. Choose a plant that is not easy to die and can survive in any weather. Use also a lot of plants to avoid failed experiment. 3. Keep on track and always observe the plants. Provide for the needs of the plants to ensure they survive until the experiment is done. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.